Hi friends, I am Manivannan RJ, a psychologist and also trainer for bank exams and UPSC civil service exams. So today we have an interesting topic. There is a concept called psychodynamism or psychodynamic in psychological field. So we are going to see that psychodynamism, how that works for the fundamental required leadership quality for UPSC, IAS and IBPS and other state services and for other government exams. So dear friends, first let us just discuss what is psychodynamism. Psychodynamism is nothing but it's an investigation. It's an investigation to find the attributes, the fundamental attributes of a human behavior in certain circumstances. For example, in case there is a pleasant situation, there is a pleasant and good situation. Normally people should be pleasant, balanced, and maybe they should involve in the positive activities. But in case if certain people are depressive or they are anxious or they are not balanced enough in that pleasant situation, then there are fundamentally something wrong, where their attributions of psychology like sensation was imperfect or the perception was distorted, the cognition was not up to the mark, so they are having some kind of discomfort in their mind. On the other hand, if we see in a depressed situation or any disturbed or quite uncomfortable situation, you can see that most of the people are depressed only due to the situation, but you can see certain people are quite balanced. They try to be normal and they try to push themselves and push others towards taking the right decision and cross over that quite agonistic or problematic condition. This is another kind of attribution which we call it as maturity or wise mind. So both conditions in two different factors, it elicits different behaviors. So there are fundamental attributes. So psychodynamism investigates into that and finds what are all those attributes, why people react in such a manner in certain conditions, or differently, inversely or adversely also, how do they behave, how do they approach the condition. So what is the connection between the psychodynamism and the leadership quality or the fundamental behavior required to prove by yourself as a candidate of IBPS or UPSC or any other exams to clear your exam and to be successful part of that profession, like either being IAS or IPS or IRS or banking manager or a state service group E officers or certain kind. So what type of psychodynamism we should have in order to crack this exams? So I am just mending both psychology and the syllabus of UPSC and IBPS and other state services, so that you will be able to inculcate this quality in your mind, so that you will be able to approach this exam in a systematic and quite in a matured way. So basically, dear friends, if we see all the complete syllabus of all the three exams, UPSC or state services or IBPS or anything, we see that basically there are one core factor is required by all the boards. What is that? We are all aspiring to be the top bureaucrat, either be it IAS or IPS or IRS, IFS, In banking also top managerial position. Why? Because the manager will go to the next level, zonal manager, and next he goes to what's that, state level officer. Then he goes to the head office, and he can even become chairman of the banks and board of directors and all those things. IAS, the person who is recruited for an IAS or IPS or IRS, they can go until DGP, chief secretary, and top bureaucrat positions like election commissioner, vigilance commissioner, and all those things. And the same possibility is there for Group A service people of state services also. So what is fundamentally required for these people is leadership quality. You have to be a good leader. There are two things: that you are occupying a positions, you are getting a power and authority and responsibility. You are just successfully executing it does not mean that you are a leader. Leader is someone who is actually beyond the managerial position or administrative position. So let us first see who is a leader. There are two primary qualities for a leader. You consider any organization, be it government, banking, private, or in your own family, father or mother. We can differentiate a person is a good leader or not through these two fundamental qualities, or these two fundamental executive quality, we can say. So what is that? First one, decision making. If you are a good decision maker, naturally you become a leader in any group. If you see that if there are 5 people all together as a friend, among that who takes a good decision will be considered as a leader, or who leads the group. Same way we can see in the family that a father who takes a decision, final decision. For example, in some family, mother takes decision, so she will be considered as a leader. And after that, children, elder children, or whoever takes decision, he becomes the leader. He or she becomes the leader, daughter also. So in the same way, in banking sector or government sector, who takes the proper decision is the leader. This is the first fundamental psychodynamism of a leader for government exams, public PSUs, public sector undertakings. So friends, now we said that decision making is important to prove you are a good leader. Why? Because fundamentally, if you see IBPS or IAS or other state service exam syllabus, in whichever syllabus they have given, you are proving that you are a good leader, because the question mode, the syllabus mode, question mode is requiring you to prove you are a good leader, you are a good decision maker. These boards exams and questions are not ordinary questions. It cannot be handled by the common man. A leader who trained himself through studies, through reading, through analyzing, through listening, through conveying, through talking, through communicating, can definitely would have developed that leadership quality, decision making skills in his mind. So that is a very primary and important factor. So since I told about common man and you, there are two different people. Common man is actually who has a common sense, who can has a common sense. He is also a leader, but he just uses as a common sense for his own survival, and he leads his life, successful family life. But we, people who are aspiring to be bureaucrat, should have higher common sense. If you see that in IBPS or UPS and other state services, you have all the syllabus based on certain principles. Like for example, in your preliminary, definitely there is one subject, CSAT, or in IBPS preliminary, in other services also preliminary. In preliminary you have logical reasoning section. So logical reasoning is nothing but higher common sense. You see that all those concepts like puzzles, coding, decoding, input, output, syllogism, all have certain rules how to arrive certain logics, either inductive reasoning or deductive reasoning, or syllogistic reasoning, or conclusion based reasoning. So there are so many kinds of reasoning. Those are all fundamental reasoning, higher common sense. Those higher common sense attributes or concepts are directly inculcated in other subjects. For example, if you have taken optional subject for your IAS, any subject, maybe history, geography, or psychology, medical, or however, whatever. And on for your IBPS also, you have mains logical reasoning, state service also, so the same. So in these exams, in these syllabus, you can see the flow of those logical reasoning. So those logical reasoning principles are directly inducted. For example, syllogism, we have deductive and inductive reasoning. We go from the universal concept of reasoning. From universal we can take any possible conclusions particularly, but from particular small conclusions we can't go for a bigger, higher conclusions. So that will be applied directly in your syllabus also, maybe GS also for IAS syllabus. So that flow will be there. A student who dedicated in his studies and also who have properly analyzed the syllabus can see the flow of logical reasoning in all the subjects. So that's how it works. That's what the boards want, that they want a good decision maker. So who is able to apply the higher common sense, which is also known as logical reasoning, in all the subjects. So he becomes a good decision maker. And we have one more primary quality of a leader is actually problem solving. A person who is very good problem solver can sustain to be a leader. A person who is a good decision maker is recognized as a leader. The person who makes proper solution for the problems can sustain or can continue to be the leader in the same group. If he loses to be if he loses the quality of solving the problems, then he fails to continue to be the leader. So friends, what I mean here actually these two qualities. You should be a good decision maker to be a leader. You should be a good problem solver to continue to be the leader. Both are mutually inclusive. So first let us now today see the decision making qualities. In next video we shall see problem solving quality. So psychodynamism of decision making. So I would like to tell this with a short story. There was a king who was an emperor in India, who had a different and a testing wish or a desire, we can say. What was the desire? He publicly declared to his ministers and also the scholars that he wants to decorate his whole kingdom with velvet cloths on the land. Why? Because he said that when I go anywhere of my country, when I go anywhere of the territory of our country, I want to feel and comfort and feel that pleasure of walking on the velvet cloth. So the ministers and the scholars, they were surprised to know the king's desire. What is this weird desire? So among that, a very clever minister who was also a yogi. Yogi means who practices yoga and who practices the mind balance, who wants to be always matured and balanced mind. He could recognize that the king is a wise man. He would not make such crazy wishes. So somehow something is there in his mind to test. The yogi could easily understand that the king wants to find a person who has bilateral thinking. What is that bilateral thinking? Unilateral thinking, we think in one way. Just one way for one problem or for one desire or the policy. We think in one way. But bilateral actually we think two way, possibilities of other way. There is one more concept called multilateral thinking. We think n number of possibilities when situations has n number of problems. but this situation has only it has only a clever solution. That's what king expects. So the yogi could find that it is bilateral thinking. The king wants to test the bilateral thinking of a special person in the ministry. So the yogi gives work to his brain, and he finds a beautiful solution for this. So the next day he meets king in the court, and he says that, king, dear king, I found solution for you, that we can lay velvet cloths all around our country. You can have the pleasure. Then king comes with another crazy idea, that he says that I will not spend so much money. Whatever you have budget, dear minister, in that I will give you only 10%, because we need money for other purposes for our public. So now the minister, the yogi minister should think in another way. He should now think in other way, which comes exactly bilateral. He needs to give a proper solution now for a tricky and crazy idea. So the minister takes one more day to think, and next day again he comes and meets the king, and he conveys that, okay, I can do that. We can lay the velvet cloth, and you can have the same pleasure only for that 10% of budget what you allocate for us. King was surprised. Okay, fine. Well, you can start the work from tomorrow. How many days you need? The king said that I think I may need 2 days. The king was surprised more. He wanted to confuse the minister, but now he is getting confused by this minister. So he says that, okay, you can take your 2 days, because I have allotted around 1 month, 30 days, but you're taking only 2 days. Okay, fine, let me see. You can meet after 2 days. Then the court dispersed. After 2 days, the yogi minister comes back to the court with a bag, and he gives the bag to the king and conveys that, here your velvet project. But minister, the king replies that, but minister, it's just a bag. I expected that you would bring a big bundle of cloths to lay the cloths on the lands of our country. He says that, but king, please, I request you to just open the parcel and try it. The king opened. He could find a beautiful slippers. On the surface of the slippers, a beautiful, well quality velvet cloth was imprinted. And all the ministers could see a smile on the king's face, and he just worn the slipper and he just walked, and he said, what is this? The minister replied that, dear king, did you want to have the pleasure of walking on the velvet, or did you want to lay the velvet cloth on the land? The king gave a pass and said, of course I wanted the pleasure of walking on the velvet cloth. Here you have the pleasure. You can keep walk on the velvet cloth, which gives you the same pleasure what you expected. And we don't have to spend more. Even I am going to save you money out of the 10% what you have allotted. The king was very happy, and he found that he has got a very clever minister who has got bilateral thinking ability. So this is what, dear friends, needed for the higher common sense. The problem is quite crazy. The condition is actually quite significantly problematic. But as a human, we have that capability of bringing such solution bilaterally. So this is what we call it as higher common sense. When we properly practice logical reasoning, all the chapters, we have around 16 chapters. Properly, if we practice logical reasoning, and our brain acquires these qualities of thinking bilateral and multilateral. We need multilateral to even solve problems. But as of now, bilateral thinking is completely trained by the logical listening section of your syllabus. If you once master that, then automatically you will be able to have the same bilateral thinking pattern all over the syllabus, and you will be able to understand the questions, the tough questions, significant, crazy questions, how the king asked in your IBPS questions, in your IBPS exams and UPSC exams or state services exams. Because most of the people, they are not able to understand the question only sometime and they give some other answer. Now when you train your mind in this way and you inculcate those logical listening, higher common sense attributes in your mind, now this gives you the leadership quality of psychodynamism to understand as UPSC asks in their question paper, as IBPS asks in their paper, and how the respective state services ask the question in their question paper, and your answers will be directed towards it in a balanced way. So this is what higher common sense, the first quality of leader to be successful part of this government bureaucratism. In next video we shall see another quality, problem solving with multilateral thinking pattern. All the best. Jai Hind.